What's up, fam? It's your girl, Michelle Nicole. We have just entered phase 1 of this whole COVID pandemic. For anyone that sees this video, I know times are rough right now. We're all gonna pull through this together. With that being said, today's video, it's gonna be about spiritual cleansing. It's just more of a tool that I use whenever I seem to get a little heavy. You know, you're just thinking about things that really don't matter, and you know they don't matter, but you still think about them. That guy cut me off the other day. Little things like that, and it may be a little bit more deeper. I've really taken into account just negativity and the things that kind of get in the way. That actually has been really healing. This whole shutdown worldwide has really reset or given a lot of people the opportunity to reset their mindsets on things, and I cannot be a beneficiary. You know, when your shovel's not as sharp as everybody else's in certain areas of life, that means you gotta have some rough learning curves, and while you're in the moment, sometimes you just don't understand what's going on because you're just so caught up in it. So I'm gonna present to you guys what I've been using for the past couple of weeks, and it's been working for me. That's kind of helped me lighten up on a few things and gain a little bit more peace. Step 1, I always like to get my me time whenever the sun goes down. It's just something about nighttime that gives me a sense of peace. Probably because the world isn't so busy whenever the sun goes down. So I really take that opportunity to go and relax, and I will have Himalayan salt and a shower scrub or some kind of, bath soap, and I mix it together. And it's actually really cool, and it's really cheap to get too. If you get a gel soap, and you can just do plain Himalayan salt from the seasoning section in your local grocery store, but there's also bath salts that are $4 or $5 from Walmart that you can put in your soap as well. And I just really take the time to rub all over and really get to feel myself and be present and love myself and that kind of way, because you're so vulnerable whenever you are taking a bath or a shower. And I try and let the water be as warm as you can, or as hot as you can get it, just because that kind of releases some energy too, and it's relaxing for your muscles. It's almost like being in a jacuzzi. If you got a jacuzzi tub, oh my gosh, take full advantage and just give yourself a moment. I even turn off the lights. Sometimes whenever I take a shower or a bath like this, I light candles, because this lighting and the mood of everything just really gets me involved in the moment. I really take this opportunity to be mindful of myself, and not so much the day, not so much what happened or what I want to do. I let my thoughts flow the way they want to come. I don't fight it. I just really go with the flow, and with the water all over you, you just kind of have to go with the moment. And I've even gotten into listening to opera music. I never would have thought I would have really appreciated that sort of tune, because I'm usually listening to screamo or hip hop of some type that is a little bit more higher in BPMs, which is the beat, but with that being said, it really calms my mood, and I highly suggest you guys take a moment for yourselves to inquire that and see how that goes. Now, step 2, I will then go into my office, and I'll rip a piece of paper out of a small journal, and I write a letter. For me, I write it to my guides or my angels, and I'll write a letter just asking for help to rid me of any negativity. And I don't always stay on topic, and I limit it to one piece of paper just because I don't have to stay within the lines. I'm a very creative person anyway, so I don't let the line paper tell me where to place my words. I place my words however big or small or long I want them to be on my paper, and I just let it all out. It's little things throughout the day, help me get up earlier in the morning, or help me rid this bad anxiety I have about people in highly condensed environments. Like I write things like that down, and I'll write, help me find my twin flame, help me work on myself so that I can have better relationships with the people in my life, you know. Just take a moment, and even sometimes I do this every night, so I may write the same things down and not even realize it until I'm like, oh, you know, I'm really working on this. And for some reason I do feel as if those types of thoughts after I write them down kind of dissipate. And it's relieving just to kind of communicate it somewhere, whether you're comfortable with spiritual guides or you don't believe in gods or whatever, you know, like just write it to yourself, like give yourself that respect in a way, like, because you are valuable. You're a very valuable human being, no matter what you've done in your life, no matter what you're gonna do, no matter what you want, what you feel you need, what damages you think or collateral damages you think you've acquired, you know, you are a valuable soul. And I really want you to take time for yourself to write down like just anything that's bothering you, short sentences, long sentences, one words, you know, draw little doodles, draw a piece of paper, draw like draw something, you know, that represents whatever sort of pain that you're wanting to release, or even be thankful. I've had nights where all I do is just thank myself for, you know, getting up and working out, you know, and really staying with my routine. And, you know, whenever I go and I measure with my trainer, I say, you know, good job. You know, I actually dropped a percent for, you know, my competition. Like that's awesome, you know? So really take that time for yourself. Also, I keep the mood going for this type of exercise. I keep the lights off, and I actually write on my piece of paper, and I have a candle right next to me, and so I write in candle lighting. It's really relaxing, and I actually turn off the music at this point too. But you know, do whatever suits your fancy. Don't feel like there's any rules to this. It's all about you in this moment. So with step 3, I will then take that piece of paper, I'll fold it into like, I don't know, a hot dog style thirds, and I'll burn it. I will burn that piece of paper, and safest place you can do that is on a plate, like that you could put in the microwave, and in a sink, have a window open, wherever you're at, and just burn it. And I keep the lights off. I have my candle, I use the flame for that, and I just make sure that it burns the whole entire piece of paper. I don't let it just ember out into like little like pieces of paper that are still there. I burn the whole thing. And that's just part of like sending it off into, you know, the universe, in a way. And it's not like you're releasing the negativity back into your world. You're sending those types of thoughts out, and you know, it might help you feel like it's helping. And with this type of stuff, guys, like it's all in using visualization techniques, and these types of techniques really can train your brain into recognizing negative thoughts that you may have and turning them into positive. Now, I don't have the science completely down on that. I'm still a little cultivated into my own studies whenever it comes to helping myself, but I do know that visualization and, you know, practicing little rituals like this is a good way of, you know, letting yourself know you care about yourself, and that goes a long way. And in turn, you might actually feel the benefits of it. It's not like taking ibuprofen. Just get that in mind. Is whenever you do things like this for yourself, it's not like you're gonna get instant gratification. Some people probably do. I can't say that whenever I burn that piece of paper, I feel like, oh, well, shit, I feel like I'm gonna meet my future husband tomorrow. I don't feel like that. It's more of like a accomplishment for myself, because I know I'm doing something for myself to better myself and hopefully better the world around me, and that's good enough for me and gratifying in its own self instantaneously. Step 4, I will then get a jar of water, I actually, you guys can't see it, I have a jar of water, and you're supposed to place this jar of water next to your window, and I put Himalayan salt in that because with Himalayan salt, it actually is more adequate for absorbing salt, or I'm sorry, absorbing negative ions, and I leave that on my windowsill for a week. And then I will dump it out at the end of the week. And I gotta tell you guys, the first time I did that, it was almost like, because I knew the jar was by my window, and if I had a thought that was coming to mind that I knew I was already kind of wanting to get rid of or release or deal with, I would just think in my mind like, put it in a jar, put it in the jar, put it in the jar, because it's just like beating a dead horse, and at least you can give it to something. And dumping it, like I just dumped it outside in the grass because I think there's something to do with like Mother Earth and stuff. It's really grounding to think like, you know, some kind of source is, you know, absorbing that energy, you know, and kind of taking care of it for you. But you know, that's just something that works for me, and it's pretty cool. I don't dwell on things as much, and I may have to think to myself a few times like, just, you know, you may have said the wrong thing in this conversation. This person didn't say anything like you did, but you keep thinking about it. Put it in the jar. You know, like just put all of that stuff in the jar. This is an extra step. What is this, like step 5? I actually will burn some sage. I just light it with intention of letting in positivity and getting rid of negativity in my space. I may walk around my room with sage and just, you know, let the smoke flow. I don't have to hit every corner and do a prayer and fucking, I don't know, call a water god. I don't do that. Some people do. That may work for them. It may work for you, but that's not something I do. I'm just letting you guys know the steps that I've been practicing definitely during this quarantine, and you know, wanting to better myself as the woman I am, you know, and it's working. So I do feel lighter after I do this step, and whenever I'm done with my sage, I just go around the room, have that positivity, you know, and I just let it fizzle out next to my candles, and I chill and, you know, watched a couple of my favorite shows and go to sleep. Like, it's really simple and really easy. With that all being said, just to recap the steps, I'm gonna try and do this to the best of my ability because I am for restyling right now. First is take a shower or a bath with salt, Himalayan salt preferably, and a gel or a liquid soap, and then love yourself during that shower. Get the mood going with some music, candles, you know, setting the mood. And step 2 is where we're gonna go and write a letter to ourselves or our angels or our guides, and we're going to ask to release any negativity that is weighing us down. Step 3, we will burn that piece of paper at a safe place at home and release the ashes outside. Make sure you burn that piece of paper all the way through. Step 4, get a jar of water, put Himalayan salt in it. Doesn't have to be a lot. It can be if you want to. And then put that jar of water next to your window for a week. And just any thoughts that you may have, put it in the jar. Any negative thoughts, put it in the jar, you know? Just that is step 4. And then of course with the extra step of burning the sage, just light it with good intentions of ridding yourself of any negativity you may be holding on to that you would love to release. So that is it for today, guys. I really hope you got something out of this spiritual healing self-help video on just wanting to feel more lighter, you know, getting that heaviness off of you, getting rid of that negativity. You know, I hope it does it for people who are a little bit more scientific, because I surely am. Whenever I was first getting into this stuff, it was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. But now that I've reaped the benefits of it, you know, I really don't mind practicing these kinds of things. It's just a form of, you know, trying to better yourself. So I'm gonna end this video here, guys. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Peace.